How you doing? My name is Calvin Croxton from Baltimore, Maryland.
Okay. And where are we at right now?
This is my home where I come back to every night. Try to keep a good energy, a good environment where I can really just focus myself on, hold up.
Sounds good.
Try to keep a good environment where I can just focus on learning and developing myself and not have too many distractions around. I'm always reading something, studying something, just trying to put the pieces together, get closer to accomplishing my goals.
Okay, so you say you're from Maryland. Where do you currently live?
Currently, I'm here in Atlanta, Georgia. Moved down here with hopes of starting my own business and having something to eventually go back home with, where I can provide opportunity to others who might not have had the same chances.
Okay, so what was it like growing up in Maryland?
Well, in my house, it was pretty much the whole family in one home. It was me, my mother, my uncles, my aunts, my cousins, everybody's boyfriend, girlfriend, friend, whoever, just in and out. So my house was pretty much like the community house, and I was the youngest. So just having so many different personalities around, and it was stressful a lot of times. But as I grew older, those experiences really helped me to move better, and just being in different environments and knowing how to respond to different kind of people, and just learning from a lot of their mistakes, really, so that I don't make the same ones.
I guess so. What were some of those mistakes that you saw early on that you wanted to avoid?
It's Baltimore, so the stuff you're gonna see. You're gonna see people involved in drugs. You're gonna see people involved in gangs. You're gonna see, like my older brother skipping school a lot of times. Like, you don't want to snitch. You don't want to be that one to always be like preaching to somebody or saying like, no, but at the same time, like, seeing everybody take these different routes and seeing that they all end up, coming back to my mother, at the end of the day, and she's the one helping and supporting. And, I look at her and what she's doing. She's getting up, she's going to work every single day, whether she's sick, whether she's feeling good or not, working 2 jobs, overtime, and putting herself to school, and helping everybody with their personal problems, and still being able to come home and cook and clean and get us ready for school in the morning and check our homework, and just still have the energy left to deal with her patients and their families and progress her own career. And just seeing that, I can't really complain about anything, because no matter what was going on, she was working. So that's how I try to carry myself as well.
And I see you talked about your brother skipping school and things like that. But as I see over here, you got a whole bunch of books. So I would imagine skipping school maybe was not your thing. So I guess, how were you able to, take a different path and, get interested in things like this? Did it start earlier, or did it come later on?
No, the funny thing is I really wasn't even reading like that when I was in school. Like, I stayed in school only because I didn't see another route. Like, I seen the drug route, that don't work. Seen the gang route, that don't work. My uncle, he started several businesses while we were young. My first job was working for him at one of his snowball stands. I seen him try those and get him off the ground and get him going, but even that didn't work. So, everybody said stay in school. I'm trying to do the right thing. I didn't really care much for school. I was usually the one that was sleeping in class or eating or something. But I finished. That was the main thing, is just to stay in school. And, I thought college was the route for me. But I actually ended up getting the opportunity to run a restaurant, a Papa John's, right in my community. And having that experience, just working with people around me, just seeing how it changed how people look at me. Like, from, as a teenager, I'm walking down the street and an adult might see me and cross over to the other side of the street. But now you see me in a different position, I'm still the same person. I was, 22 when I became a general manager. But now you see me and they speak, and, now I'm treated as if I'm a upstanding, citizen, just off of that. And just realizing that it's people that look up to me and that it's people that I can have an influence over, that really had an impact on me. And when I chose to leave that company, I still held on to that because I see that business is really, a powerful way to affect the community. When I see people who have dreams or goals and they just having, some kind of invisible barrier in the way, or just they don't have the structure or organization behind it, that's what eventually led me to these books. Because for myself, I picked up a lot of things naturally. I was always told that I was gifted. I was always praised for it, and a lot of things just come easy to me. But when it comes to trying to help someone else out, or show them the way, that's not good enough. I can't just say I can do it. I gotta be able to say, oh well, it works because of this, or I can show you this book, I can show you this video, I can work with you where you are and help you to develop your own ideas and find your own path to success.
So if things were, I guess, going pretty decent with Papa John's up there, I guess what was the thing that led you to come down here to Atlanta?
Things were going decent for me at Papa John's, but as I'm looking at everybody around me, when my grandmother passed away, in particular, my family kind of splintered a bit. And I'm seeing everybody drift apart, and I was feeling helpless, really. The money I was making was enough to take care of my own needs, my own family, my immediate family, but you can't impact real change that way, and that's something that was very apparent to me, in particular when the riots happened in Baltimore with Freddie Gray. And I was still working the restaurant at the time, and seeing how corporate handled that, even when the city is under curfew and chaos really is going on, they're still focused on, no, you're gonna get this money, you're gonna make sure you get those people to work, you can sign a note, the police will excuse them from the curfew, that's their sole focus. And I see other people out in the community speaking out, standing for something, and I look at how I'm living my life every day, and that's just not what I wanted to do. And even when I took the job in the first place, I took it because I felt like it will put me in a better position to help others, that I grew up with, or stuff like that.
So around that time, I guess the uprisings were happening in Baltimore, and that was things you had to deal with. So I guess what was the final, push that you was like, all right, I'm gonna make this move? Because that's, most people when they move from different places to Atlanta, what I always hear is, I ask, why did you move? They say, I was getting too much trouble. So I had to move. So I guess what was the thing that finally pushed you to here, specifically here?
I just didn't see that much opportunity around me. I hate to say it because I love Baltimore, I love my city, but I really didn't see a good path there. I could have went back to college, I could have done that route, but for what I wanted to do, there's no curriculum for that, or not that I was aware of. What I was doing currently wasn't working, and when I look at Atlanta, in particular, I know they have a lot of better laws for people who want to start businesses. Things are just a little bit easier. I feel like people are a bit more supportive down here. There's a kind of a sense of hopelessness that just is hanging over the city in Baltimore, and you can feel it. Like, people don't smile at each other, people don't speak to each other, people don't work together, people don't, really support each other in any kind of way, unless it's getting into some kind of trouble most of the time. And when I compare that to Atlanta, I came down here to visit for my birthday one year, and the environment was much more welcoming. I guess Southern hospitality, you can call it. It's definitely real. And seeing that, and knowing that a few of my closest friends were also making the move as well. One of my friends came down here to go to SCAD a few months before I moved down. And my other best friend, my brother, planned on moving down here the following year. So seeing that as well, I just knew I had to do something different, and here I am.
So, what is this location?
It's my home, 7 Springs Apartments, Atlanta.
What did you think that you would experience when you got here to Atlanta versus what you actually experienced maybe the first week that you were here?
Well, I was overconfident. I felt like, wherever you put me, I was going to be good. And I felt like I knew enough, I experienced enough, I was smart enough that I'm going to figure it out wherever you put me. And then I get down here, and just from the very beginning, I was being tested. I came down here and I'm expecting my apartment to be ready. I packed up little stuff I'm bringing in just a duffel bag, and I get down here and my spot not even ready. So just the first few weeks, I'm bouncing from this place to that place, and I really didn't have that much money saved up. So now I'm getting to the point where, if I spend any more, I'm not even going to be able to get in my apartment when it's ready. So I remember taking my last few dollars. I went to the Goodwill. I got a cheap pair of pants and a dress shirt, and I spent like all day long just going up and down Peachtree. In every single business, just, are you hiring? How you doing? Can I speak to you? And I was out there for probably about 11, 12 hours, a couple days in a row. Even had to sleep on a bus stop one night, but, came through. I ended up getting several job offers, and now I'm here, not worrying about that. At least, I still got problems, still got stresses, but, the persistence, I guess I did have a reason to be confident, because I know myself. I know no matter what I'm faced against, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep pushing. I'm always going to look for some kind of solution to whatever problem is in front of me. So
I guess, what type of activities did you get involved with when you got down here? Were they similar to the ones in Baltimore, or were they different when you got down here?
Different. I really wasn't doing much to, I would say, grow myself in Baltimore. By the time I get off work, I'm tired. I'm usually just, kicking it with a couple people. We might be smoking, we might be, making music, just chilling, talking shit, watching movies, just killing time, really, until I had to go to the next shift, just because that took so much out of me, as opposed to when I'm down here. I really kept to myself for the most part, but I was always focused on just, studying something, practicing something, just figuring out where I'm gonna be, because I could get a lot of good paying jobs, but I didn't want to be back in that same situation where I'm spending all my time working and I can take care of myself, but I can't do much beyond that. So that meant I had to take lesser jobs just to have more control of my time, and it meant I had to struggle more, but it also meant I was able to focus on myself and on people I met who shared that mentality. I look at Marcus Lemonis, a show called The Prophet, which I watch a lot, and he finds struggling businesses. His 3 things are people, process, and product, and he'll find someone who has 2 of the 3, and he'll come in and he'll help them develop their business, or he'll help them develop their team, or help them develop their product, because really they have everything, but it's just one thing that's missing. And I really want to model myself after that. I'm going to be a master of business development. That way I can come to people who, wherever they are. I don't care if I got to pull up on you at, 1 in the morning when you just got off your shift. I'm going to pull up, we're going to sit down, we're going to have a meeting, we're going to figure out, what resource do you have, what's missing, where can we find that, who can we pull on, who can we call, and just being able to be a part of that process is building me into the person who's going to be capable of doing those kind of things.
Okay, great. Any last remarks?
I gotta thank everybody who pushed me and who believed in me. Everybody back home, my family, especially my mother, everybody who came through Papa John's store 717, everybody at Mello. Man, it's really too many people, but it's a lot of people who believed in me, and I'm gonna live up to that, and I'm gonna be back, and I'm gonna be calling on a lot of y'all, And I just hope you're ready.